ma'am, for your perspective on this issue. We now have some more breaking news coming in at this hour. Well, Abhijit Dipak has hinted at not stopping the protest. Now, this is big breaking news that we are coming in. He has said that this is democracy. He has resigned. We have 2 more demands. We won't go like this. Now, Dharmendra Pradhan has resigned, but the families of the children who died by suicide should receive compensation of 1 crore rupees. They should get it. 1 crore rupees compensation to all those families. This demand has been met in principle. And the second, these police goons who acted on the 20th, action must be taken against the police officers for that. Remember, do not mess with the cockroach. So this is what Abhijit Dipak has said in his statement. He is adamant that their protest will continue in principle. One of their demands has been met of compensation. Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation, which remained the biggest demand, has now been accepted, and now we are also looking at some more demands listed by them. My colleague Atul Ranjan joins us live on the broadcast. Atul, big breaking news. We see the resignation of the Union Education Minister, but Abhijit Dipak, who is the founder of the Cockroach Janata Party, says that the protest will still continue.
Well, yes, you know what essentially he said in his very first reaction after Dharmendra Pradhan resigned was that, cockroaches are going nowhere. Cockroaches, if they enter a place once, they are going nowhere. Basically, is hinting at the fact that obviously Dharmendra Pradhan has resigned, which was essentially their biggest demand. But the 2 other demands on which they have already got assurance from the government that needs to be implemented on the ground, that needs to be rolled out before they ultimately call off their protest, is what he said. Essentially, remember the 2 rounds of meeting that the government has had with CJP leadership, in which JP Nadda and Jitendra Singh took participation. In those meetings, government assured the CJP leadership that the students and in fact the families who lost their students because of the distress caused over NEET retest, those would be given compensation, adequate compensation. Secondly, all the FIRs that have been lodged against students who marched towards the parliament on July 20th because of all the confrontation and the violence that ensued the whole march, those FIRs and those legal prosecution must be taken back. There should not be any legal action on that front. Now, the government has assured the CJP leadership on those 2 fronts as well. However, what CJP leadership, Abhijit Dipak, as he spoke right now, he clearly mentioned that until unless those 2 demands are also fulfilled, the protesters won't budge. Earlier, Saurabh Das, after meeting Dharmendra Pradhan yesterday, clearly mentioned while speaking to the press that until and unless government gives sovereign guarantee that not just right now, but even in future, the government or the Delhi police won't be initiating any action against the protesters who have been wrongly and charged with different various charges. In fact, one of the charges also is as harsh as attempt to murder. So that kind of charges was labeled by Delhi police, as well as we have seen some regarding larger conspiracy. And all the charges must be dropped is something the CJP leadership continues to demand. However, this is a big moment for CJP and the protesters. In fact, a while ago, I was crossing near the protest site, and what the kind of scenes we saw because of the people, because of the resignation, was that students and the protesters were quite jumping in joy. They were dancing to the music. We saw water being sprinkled all over the place, and they were quite the moment was quite fun and ecstatic out there among the protesters. So they have clearly done quite well. Now, this is quite significant also because given the fact that in last few months have been quite difficult for Dharmendra Pradhan. He has been at the spot as a criticism for all the developments, be it the CBSE OSM portal row, or be it the re-evaluation row, or be it the the NEET UG paper leak, obviously, or be it the CUET UG paper delays, and as well as the JEE mains delays as well. All those kinds of paper and examination irregularities and the problems that the students faced throughout these months totally mounted a lot of pressure on Dharmendra Pradhan. And finally, what we see is that the government has decided to buzz. Now, remember, until yesterday evening, we saw sources, according to sources.
stay on with us, Atul. In fact, joining us on the broadcast now is Vijay Thadaiya, who's a former spokesperson of the